Yeah. Turn this on.
I want to make sure that I can do one of those truth value tables properly.
Okay.
I need to actually pull one up, and I probably should have done that before I started talking, which is a recurring theme for me.
While you're doing that, how's everybody else? Any other? You guys doing all right out there? It's all fun and games until there's a freaking quiz. Man, you guys don't want to talk to me today. You're like, come on. Thought you were different, Jeff. Thought you wouldn't make us do a quiz. It's too bad. You got what you got, Ian?
I knew it.
You find it? No? Okay.
Yeah, I just need to click modules and then go to. Oh wait, no.
Guys, come in. Let me know if you have any questions. We got some time before we do the quiz for questions.
Premise and conclusion. I think I can do that. Proposition.
I'm sorry. While he's looking, can I continue?
Of course, yeah. That's what I said. Let me know if you have questions.
Here about the PQ and R, and it says, note that the 4 cases for P and Q each appear twice, like you showed me, and it says once with R true and once with R false. So that's where I feel I don't know if my left-handed brain, just the long, how it's a lot longer than just the P and Q chart that has 4 rows. I still need to get it in my head how to get these 8 rows. I know, but I just can't put it together. It's frustrating me.
Right.
Maybe someone can help. I don't know if anybody's ever.
Give me a chance. Hold it. So if I have one letter, it could either be true or false, right? Right?
Right.
If I add another letter, if R is true, this could be true. If R is false, this could be true. Stay with me, stay with me. Or of course, if R is true or false, this could be false or false. Okay. So I don't know which way is going to help you out better. So one way to do it is to kind of start building backwards and say, okay, I can have all these values while P is true, and then I can have all these values, or why do they have to do that right now? I don't know if you guys can hear the weed whacker out there. While P is false. So I have another way to look at this, like I was showing you earlier, is, now I didn't give myself enough room for this, but P could be true or false.
So you just kind of worked backwards, right?
Yes.
So you did P and Q first, and then you added R, and you went backwards from R to Q, and then to P, and then you added.
That's just another way to look at it.
Okay. Yeah.
The other way to look at it is P could be true or false. If P is true, Q could be true or false. If P is false, Q could be true or false. And that's where we get true, 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 false, false, true, false, false. And then if I have R, I would add 2 more there, 2 more there, 2 more there, 2 more there. And that's why you end up with 8. If I have 3 letters, yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Is that better? There's multiple ways to look at it. And each way to look at it is just another way to make sure you don't forget a situation, right? If you just started, if you just started going, all right, it could be true, false, or it could be true, false, or true, or it could be false, true, or oh man, if you just do this, you're gonna forget something, right? You guys follow?
Yeah.
So there's just multiple ways to make sure you don't miss anything. My favorite is this letter changes the least. True, false. This letter changes a little more. True, false, true, false. And then this letter goes insane. True, false, true, false, true, false, true. That's my favorite way to remember. So if I added one more letter, people would go, true, false, you know. All right. Maybe.
Oh, that was with even sound effects.
Yes, yes, multimedia experience with Jeff here. How's everybody else? You guys all right? I'm almost certain that it's impossible. There's no questions. Are you guys just resigned to your fate? Is that the feeling today? It's like, just give it to me and I'll take it, whatever. Ian, you got your question?
Okay, so I'm looking at, I picked a simple one because I just want to make sure that I understand like the concept. I'm looking at specifically 1B. I don't even know if this is on the homework. I just picked 145. So yeah, the homework 1B, page 24, number 45. It's just R or S. I did 2 columns that go TT, TF, FT, and FF.
Yeah.
And for the output, I did T, 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 and F.
And then R or S. Or is only what if what?
Is only true if,
No.
yeah, well, either R or S. So
All right, you could do it that way, or you can say or is only false if they are both false.
right.
And it really doesn't matter, whatever way you have it in your head to keep it straight. Remember, or is the laid back dude. He's going to be happy more often, right? I see true is happy. It takes a lot to get this guy upset. Say again, sorry.
You know what happened with that one? I took a while on that one too, Ian. Because it's like a negative. It's false. You're not looking for true. You're looking for false to be true.
Yes,
I don't know,
yes.
it's
So
hard to
you're looking
explain.
for.
Yeah.
So again, there's an idea of or. There's an idea of and. We create those little phrases. And is only true when they're both true, because that captures the idea of and quickly, right? So you're able to do a table very quickly if you remember these little phrases. And is only true if they're both true, or is only false if they're both false. Why does that make sense? Because and is the uptight one and or is the laid back one. If then is only false if true implies false, right? And this is just like what happens in all of mathematics. Those little statements are shortcuts. They don't capture the entire idea of and, or, if then, but they shortcut it down so you can do a table quickly, right? Okay, maybe.
Professor, could you go over number 55 from 1B as well, please?
Sure. This one about cars and dolphins?
Yes.
All right. So this one says determine, let me see, state P and Q, give their truth values. So what's P?
Cars swim.
Cars swim. I like it. And what's Q?
Dolphins fly.
Dolphins fly. I like it. What are the truth values of each of those statements? Do cars swim?
False. No.
And do dolphins fly?
False. No.
So what's false or false?
False?
Yes, false or false is false. So that's like one row on the truth table. That's why I said yesterday, you don't have to make an entire truth table for a problem like this because I know the values. What's a truth table do? I don't know the values of these, do I? Is R true? What the shit? What do you mean is R true? What does that mean? So I have to capture all the possibilities. Oh shit. Here, is it true that cars swim? No. So I don't have to make a whole truth table because I know that cars can't swim yet. Thing looks really weird in my head right now. Image of a car swimming.
So, Professor, something that was consistently holding me up on this homework as I was going over it. In what situations do you take the information that you're given as the only information, as you said, like in the universe, you don't think of whether or not it's true because it doesn't matter. And then when
Understood.
does that matter?
So when you're composing an argument, so in court, it's kind of interesting. Most of the time, the way you really boil it down is it's only the evidence that's presented that will be considered, right? But there's certain things you like, okay, all humans breathe. I don't think somebody has to say that, right? But in an argument as presented in the book, if it's an argument with premises and a conclusion, that is where you just take what you're given. Does that make sense? That, and again, this is just to see if the argument is valid, right? Everybody with me so far? Because that's a good question. He's got a really good question. That's really just to check the validity. If I want to check if something is true or not, then I have to use everything I know, right? So 55 doesn't provide information. It doesn't tell me anything. But the question is it true or not? And in that case, I can use what I know. It doesn't have to be presented. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay.
55 is not trying to make an argument. It's just a statement. And then I can go, well, that statement's bullshit, right? If I'm talking about the validity of an argument, I can only use the information presented by the argument. Because think about it. If an argument is only valid if I bring in more information, then the argument is not valid because they didn't give me enough information. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Coolness. So, that's why when you're making an argument, discussing with somebody, you're allowed to bring in more information as they ask questions, and then you're adding into your premises, right? But if you've just written it down, like in the book, there's no discussion. Too bad for you if you forgot to put something in there. That's what I meant by it is really frustrating if the conclusion is correct, but you just didn't provide enough premises to make it strong or to make it valid sometimes, right? Yes, maybe? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, I know he killed that guy. I saw him, but our argument was weak, so they chose not to say he was guilty. Damn, right? That really sucks. Okay. All right. How's everybody else? Anything else, guys? I'm almost certain some of you guys are like, just give us the damn thing so we can get it over with. All right. I mean, if there's no more questions, we're gonna get started on it. Okay. All right. So let me show you how this is gonna work. Everybody, just take a deep breath.
One question about the test itself. We still have class afterwards, right?
Yes. It's not a test. It's a quiz.
Right.
I've given you 35 minutes to do it. The reason I want to do this, so from here on out, you're going to do quizzes. The time is going to start after class ends, and then it's due at a certain time. And when you open the quiz, there will be a little timer counting down. So you can actually start the quiz anytime, and then you got so much time to do it. You guys kind of with me? The reason I want to do this one today is just so you all get used to how these things work. If there's any technical problems, I can take care of it right away. Cool. And when we start doing quizzes on your own, like after class, if there's a technical problem, you can't upload it to Canvas, just email it to me and then keep trying to upload it. Right? Don't upload it 8 hours later, because then I'm like, I don't know if you've been working on this for 8 hours, so I can't accept it. Okay, so let me show you how this looks. Go
How
ahead.
many
Sorry.
questions? How many questions are on that 35-minute quiz?
Let me see. Do. So whenever I tell you how many questions are on a quiz, I count all the problems. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 questions.
Thank you.
So you have roughly, well, and don't freak out. Some of them should be quick. If people need more time, I could be lenient on this first one, right? I think 35 minutes should be plenty of time to do this. Here, I'll be nice. Let me be nice and see how it feels. I'll give you 40 minutes, okay? Ew, I don't like this feeling. Ugh, nice.
45 is better because it's like, 45, not just in the middle, 40.
No. No, I'm giving you 40 minutes. Don't push your luck. All right.
Doesn't hurt to try, right?
I'm having trouble as it is being nice. You don't want to push me back. All right.
That's my teenager's influence on me right there.
Oh, shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody just sent me a message. Of course, you can. Yeah, that's fine. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. All right. So let me show you how this is going to work. Ooh, let me become a student and show you how this is going to work. Okay. Oh, this is so exciting. All right. So here's the class, right? If you go to modules, there will be a module where every quiz will live. So here's where you're going to go get the quiz, right? So when you click here, once you hit take the quiz, the 40 minutes time starts. There it is. It's running. Oh, if it freaks you out, you can hide it, right? You can click here to download it. So you can print it if you want to. If not, you just do it on another sheet of paper, right? Let me get out of here. Are you guys with me so far? So modules, quiz 1, this is where you go get it. When you click take the quiz, the timer starts. When you're done, you go here and you submit it just like homework. You scan it and you submit it here. Submit assignment, just like homework, right?
Now, if we want to print it and then submitting it, all that, the printing time and then the submitting time is in the 40 minutes. Does the submit thing go off? Does it go away?
Well, as
Like
we get closer, you can let me know if there's technical issues. That's why I want to do this first one with you.
Okay.
Okay. So you can go ahead and get started right now. So log into Canvas, go to modules, go to the quizzes. It's just a quiz. You don't have to turn your camera on for this. It's fine. And just let me know if you have any technical difficulties. Okay. Oh, there you go. Some people have started. Yay. Well, some people have been working for a while already. Yay. Oh, I probably should. This doesn't matter. Uh-oh, somebody left. Who left? All right, some of you guys haven't started the quiz yet. I really hope everybody is here right now. Hello. What's up? You okay? Did you just log in, Mardine? Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Did I get it? I didn't get anything, Mardine. So I don't know where you sent it to. But you're here now. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm like listening to the class like a podcast kind of. I'm on my way to take my dad to a doctor's appointment. So that's why I emailed earlier and asked if I
Oh,
could
you're the one. What happened to that? Where did I? Somebody email me. I don't see it anymore though. What happened? Oh, hold on. Because somebody else was in a similar situation, and I got them mixed up with you. Oh, you must have emailed me. Here you are. Okay, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're on the way right now. Okay, so you're in the same boat as somebody else. So talk to me when you're done, and I'll have to do like a makeup quiz for you and somebody else.
Okay. Should I keep the class on? Are we gonna have any lectures?
Not for the next 30 some odd minutes. So
Okay.
you can
I'll be back.
log back in later so you can focus on what you're doing.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure. All right, let me see. Is everybody taking it now? All right, everybody's in there. Good. Okay. I'll shut up now. Sorry.
Mr. Jeff.
Yes.
Sorry. So the little box that's down below under the quiz, we can also use that as well to answer the questions?
No.
No, don't use it?
No. You're going to submit the scanned quiz where it says submit
We
quiz.
don't use it?
No. So you do type in the time that you finished, right? Do you see where it says that in the instructions? So if you
sorry, you kind of cut off a little bit. What happened?
All right. So in the instructions for the quiz, please do work on it. When you're done, click on the text box below the quiz and type in the time you finished, then submit it where it says submit quiz 1 here. Right?
Oh,
so
my apologies. Yes.
submit quiz 1 here. Yeah.
Okay, my apologies. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Professor.
Yes.
So for number 2, it just states like answer choices, but did you want us to elaborate on that? I'm just asking because I don't know if like we'll get points deducted if we don't or anything.
Yeah, I didn't really say, did I? So I couldn't really be upset if you don't explain the choice you take. So yeah, I just really need the answer.
Okay, cool.
That's my mistake. I should have put explain your reasoning, but I didn't. So yeah.
So just to be clear, just the answer choice, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. And guys, before I forget, there's no trick there. There is no number 5. I had a number 5. I deleted it, and then I forgot to change the number. So if I was just good with numbers, I'd probably be a better math teacher, but sorry. Record. Save me from myself. What's up?
Were you able to find out when our next assignments are due and stuff? So
Yeah, I had to talk to the teacher. No, so if you go into Canvas, here, let me show you. You know the modules where you turn in chapter 1 homework? Now there's a whole set of chapter 2 homework. And I made them do the day of the quiz at 8 a.m. Right? For several reasons, I have decided, in fact, I'll do it right now. I'll do it live. I'm going to do it live. Watch what I'm doing. Watch what's happening. All right, I don't know if you guys watched what happened. So I'm going to make section 2C extra credit, just because. We're going to do a little math, and then we're going to stop. All right, so we're going to finish up 2B. I'm going to make section 2C extra credit. Does everybody with me? Everybody understand what's happening?
thank you very much.
Sure, I'm trying out this nice thing. I figured
Thank you.
I'll keep it going a little while. I don't want my instructor of my how to be an asshole class that every math teacher has to take to find out, or else he might retroactively change my grade. All right. I'm really hoping everybody knows I'm joking. I knew that you guys took a how to be an asshole class. You got an A+. Any questions from the quiz that are still in your brain? I'm not going to, answer specifically, but just general questions I can answer.
Oh, I don't know how to word this. But it's definitely the last one. Because I was going over like the possible, like the different options of doing Venn diagrams of like. I know you're not going to answer it, but like, all clowns wear makeup. Some lawyers are clowns. Some lawyers wear makeup. And like, how do you approach that? I guess, since you're not answering it specifically, like, how would you approach like breaking that down and being like, okay, this is the direction I need to move in.
So
Same here, Ian. Same
if
here.
I say, even without a Venn diagram, you should be able to kind of determine whether that seems to be a valid argument. That's not enough for the answer. You just don't go, I think it is. I'm not going to make a Venn diagram. But if I say all math teachers are assholes, right? What would that look like by itself? How many circles do I need for the statement?
2.
2. What are the circles and how do they compare?
One's assholes and the other one is math teachers.
All right, and where's the
Teachers in the
math?
small one.
Say again?
Teachers in the small one.
Yeah, so math teachers in the small one. And I kind of gave this away. They would have to be inside. Well, all right. Let me make this jerks.
All right, there we go. Otherwise, the way to phrase this gets really strange. The math teachers have to be inside the jerks circle. You can understand maybe why I changed the name. Okay. Because it just wouldn't sound very good. Everybody cool with that so far?
Yeah.
Some musicians are math teachers. What does that mean must be true about the musician circle?
That it would have to be at least like intersectioned or
Yes.
near the math teachers.
With what? Not
Math
near. Yes, it has to intersect the math teachers. Right? So what does that mean? Can you then say that some musicians are jerks?
Yes.
All right, all right. I gave too much away there. I basically did the problem, but I just changed the names. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to erase this right now. So hopefully, because you can still make corrections to the quiz. So I basically just did the problem for you if you were paying attention and it's gone. All right. So that's how you do that. Each statement you draw. You might have to draw it a couple different ways. That was the point I was trying to make as we were doing those problems. Because sometimes there's more than one way to draw it, but that basically captured. There's no way you can draw that without the musician circle intersecting with the jerks circle, right? Anything else, guys? From the quiz or from anything to help me continue to forget yesterday, or even help me help you. Help me help you. Show me the math, or I'll stop. Nobody gets those references? All right. All right, no other questions? So let, oh, go ahead.
Actually, yeah, one more about the last one. So for the distinction, when it's asking for like some lawyers are like some lawyers wear makeup, would you put an X for the specific thing, or is it enough that they intersect with the circles?
The only time you have to put a little X is if you're talking about one member.
Okay,
right?
one specific member.
I would have said Jeff is a musician, or Jeff is a man, whatever. Then you put a little X for Jeff. When you have groups, those are circles. So musicians is a circle because that you gotta fit all the musicians in the universe into this little circle, right?
Okay, thank you.
Cram them all in there. Yeah. Okay. All right. Heather, what's up?
I really want to talk about 2B, but I feel like we can't talk about 2B without giving the answer to 2B. But
I
there
don't
were
know.
two
It's part of my job
answers.
to be able to figure that out. What? So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There were two answers that I was struggling with that I was convincing myself there were two answers to that one.
Let's see. There were two different versions of the quiz. Was yours talking about? Let me see. Was yours talking about a congressman?
Yes.
Okay. Like I said before, it's I to be honest, I have a very specific thing in mind for this. Depending on how you explain yourself, there might be more than one answer, possibly. There really is one best answer for that, though. So if somebody has an argument that they're making, and then I come along and I say, what that guy is saying is wrong because that guy stole my car, right? Are you with me?
Yeah.
All right. So what kind of thing would that be?
The hey, looky here, I would say as a diversion.
Oh, I see. All right. So, well, maybe not really though. They're not. So a diversion would be adding something to an argument that doesn't really support things, that comes out of nowhere. I'm not even adding something to the argument. I'm just saying his argument is false because he stole my car. Right? Does that make sense? I'm not even adding an idea to the argument. I'm just saying ignore what he's saying because he did this. Yeah, so the example in the book would be, oh gosh, I just had it. There was a problem in the book. It's gone. I can't remember now. Oh, I almost had it. It's gone. Oh yeah, the one about the congressman did some
Smith.
stuff. His idea was a sham.
He had taken contributions from a company that made genetically modified seeds, and so his
Yes.
his bill was a sham.
Yes. So it's the exact same thing as that. I'm going to say that as and not even give the answer, but it's the exact same situation for the same reason. Does that does that help?
I guess I could see that too. I don't know. I thought what was stated was more of a defense than a premise. Like it was, I don't know.
Yeah. So I'll see how you explained what your answer is, but there really was a more of a clear idea of what that the 2B was. Yeah. And again, some of you guys might be thinking my 2B wasn't no congressman, but maybe your 2A was a congressman. But again, there were a couple different versions of the quiz. Okay. Anything else from the quiz while it's still in your brain?
I have a question about corrections for the quiz. Is there going to be
Yes.
like a separate module that's opened up, or do we send
What you're
it to
going
you
to do, same thing with homework corrections. You just turn them right on top of your homework. Quiz corrections, you're going to turn them right up on top of your submitted quiz. Does that make sense? So I'm going to grade the quiz. You're going to go in, you can see your feedback. And then when you make corrections, you just turn it in right on top of that. Because then on my side, it's easier to grade because they're kind of like right both there for me.
So sorry.
Is there a time limit for that?
Yeah, quiz corrections are due by the day of the final exam.
Oh, the final exam. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
So you can do them whenever, and because the final's cumulative. So I figure if you do quiz corrections right before the final or whatever, then that still helps you study for the final. So
Oh
why
yeah,
not
definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See how I try to make things make sense?
So
Go ahead.
when you say turn it right on top of it, do you mean like after it's been
After I grade it,
grade it, yeah.
grade the quiz, you can then make corrections, and then there's a resubmit button,
Right.
just like in the homework, same way. So in the submit quiz here, you can resubmit your corrections.
Okay, I just wanted to make doubly sure so it wasn't like seem like cheating. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier on my end because then I don't have to go somewhere else to see what you did and come back. It's all right there. Yeah, it's all about making things easier for me. All right, guys. Anything else before we get back into stuff? You good, Heather? What's up?
Oh, I didn't know I was unmuted.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's get back into stuff. Let's see. So this whole section, this whole chapter is about, it really boils down to conversions, right? You got unit analysis, you got all these different measurement systems. I think the last thing we did, I'm not even sure if I'm going to remember this. I think we looked at this table. Let me see if I can find it again. Page 89. Yeah. Let me show this. This insane thing. So just to remind you guys, on the quiz, I'm not going to make you memorize any of this stuff. I'm going to give you a list of conversions that includes the ones you will need. Right? So you don't have to remember that a nautical mile is 6,076.1 feet. One big reason you don't have to remember that is because I don't know it. I never make my students memorize anything I don't personally have memorized. Sort of like the PE teacher They shouldn't make you do anything they can't do themselves, but I had a lot of PE teachers that could not run as much as they wanted us to, but oh well. Let me think. So I want to do a couple examples straight from this chart. So this is page 89 in the book. If you want to take a look, maybe I should try to do it all here. Can I do that? There's a little bit of space down there. All right, let me see if I can do it here. So we got it right here instead of up on the board. So let me see. Do we see enough stuff? Dadgummit, Jeff. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's all. We know all that shit. Let's do some of the weirder shit. Let's do some weird shit. Get out of there. All right, now watch. So let's say I have, let's say I've got, oh, that's interesting. Let's say something is 16 yards long. How many rods is that? So can you guys see where there's a conversion from yards to rods?
Roughly 3.
Say again, sorry?
Roughly 3.
No. Oh, I see what you're doing. I understand.
Yeah, I'm just estimating.
Yeah, I don't want an estimate. I want the exact answer because I, again, am an asshole. So there's the one rod is 5.5 yards. Can you guys remember how to set up the little grid to convert this, right? So I start at 16 yards. I'm going to have to take a long path to get to rods. No, because it's directly from yards to rods. Where do I put yards here? Does it go up top or down below?
On the bottom.
Up top.
Interesting. I got competing answers. Why must
know
it
what I'm
be
talking
the
about.
bottom? Yeah,
On the
why does
bottom,
it
so they can cancel each other out.
So
You
they
got to get rid
really-
of yards.
I don't want rods, yards anymore. Does everybody understand that? That is kind of hard to believe that it's that simple. The unit I don't want anymore is up top. So let me put it on the bottom to kill it.
Excuse
Now,
me.
what?
This is
Go
where
ahead.
this is where you did the arrows this morning earlier for me, right? This is how you did that, isn't it?
I can't
Explain.
remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah, on the board.
Maybe so.
It's okay. I'm good.
I'm really sorry. I think I remember that. So what number goes where? One watt is how many watts?
One rod on the top to 5.5 yards at the bottom.
There you go. You just put the number with the correct unit. Can somebody tell me, you guys ready for this? Let's find out. Can somebody tell me what is one rod divided by 5.5 yards? What is one rod divided by 5.5 yards? Let me give you an equivalent. Sorry?
A fifth of a rod.
No. Let me give you an equivalent question. Can you tell me what is 100 cents divided by $1? 100 cents divided by $1. It's one. Oh, you were motioning to me. I'm not. I wasn't looking at you. I like. Right? Isn't 100 cents divided by $1? Isn't that one? What's 12 inches divided by 1 foot? 1. Is everybody with me? Because of the same damn thing. So look at what we're doing. We're taking 16 and we're multiplying it by 1. So we're not changing how long it actually is. We're just changing the unit of measurement we're using. Mathematically, it's the same length because we're multiplying by 1. So this is just changing the units. So what do we get? What do I have to do with 16 and 5.5 mathematically?
Divided.
divide them. And now we're caught up with, I think it was Ian, who was guessing roughly 3. You see where that came from, because 5 goes into 15 3 times. So, it's a good approximation, but what's the exact answer? Or, round it somewhere.
2.9090.
Do it, I'm sorry. Do it again.
2.90909.
Neato. All right. I like it. Zip. Rods. Right. And yes, I know that rods are not a normal unit of measurement, but do you remember what we did yesterday? Didn't we do gleeks? And was that in class? Did I do that? Gleeks and door hams? I think it was. I don't know exactly what my drink of choice was yesterday, but wow. It took me places. All right. Let's try another one.
Hey,
Let's try one that's got, sorry, go ahead.
So for the 2.9090 rods, it keeps going, but it ends in a 9-1. That's what it's showing.
Oh, I kind of did this wrong. There we go. The reason it's a 9-1 is because it's going to round to fit on the screen. And so if it's 09, it's going to round to 0 to 1. Yeah.
Gotcha.
The poor little calculator, their screen is not infinite, thankfully, or else we would be nothing but calculators. So
How far do you generally want us to go?
I will say on a quiz or a test, I will say what's around to.
Okay.
Yeah. If I didn't say, then about 3 decimal places normally is a good catch-all. But I should say, let's try another problem. Let's try one that's got more than just one step. All right, here we go. I'm going to clear all this away. Oh, Jeff, stop hitting too many buttons. All right, here we go. All right. What if I've got, this should be interesting. What if I've got 8.2 cups and I want to make that into cubic inches? And this really should be, let me think, is that true, Jeff? Anyway, I think it should be water we're talking about, but oh well, they don't really specify. Now, this one's a little bit harder, right? But can somebody see the path that I want to take? From cups, where can I go from cups? Here's like the only place I see anything about cups. So from cups, I can go to fluid ounces. So let me kind of start my little path. Cups to fluid ounces. And now watch. I want to end up at cubic inches. There's cubic inches here, right? And fluid ounces goes to cubic inches. So then I can go to cubic inches. So this is a 2-step problem. Let me stop for a minute. Now I see cubic inches in some other places, but they are further removed from cups, right? All right, maybe. Okay, now that is one of the most important steps, is just figuring out what your path is going to be. Because now you write down, sorry, am I hearing? I'm hearing things. This is not a good thing for me. 8.2 cups, write down where you start. And now I know exactly what steps to take. I want to replace cups with fluid ounces. Right. So what unit do I want to kill right now with using this? What unit do I want to kill? I'm at cups, right? So yeah, I want to kill cups. So where am I going to put cups?
At the bottom.
At the bottom. So cups to fluid ounces. I'm following my path. Cups to fluid ounces. Die cups. What is that? Cup head? No cup heads. And then I want to go from fluid ounces to cubic inches. So again, the same idea. I put my flaws down here so that they cancel, right? So as I'm crossing through units, that is actually unit analysis. That is what unit analysis means. Are you flowing through? Are your units going to work correctly? Now I can, and see how I haven't worried anything about numbers. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Professor,
Yes.
I think, did you mention yesterday that you divide on one side and you multiply on the other?
It depends on where the numbers end up. And these are just fractions. I really want you to understand that when I make this grid thing, these really are fractions. So let's see where numbers end up. So how many, one of what is what for this, for fluid ounces and cups? What's the conversion between fluid ounces and cups?
8 ounces to 1 cup.
Yeah, 8 fluid ounces to 1 cup. So that means I'm going to multiply by 8 and divide by 1 because 8's on top, 1's on the bottom. What about this next thing? Fluid ounces to cubic inches. 1 fluid ounce, so 1 fluid ounce is 1.805 cubic inches. 1.805 cubic inches. I really, 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 really want you guys to understand this. This is not difficult. Is everybody cool with putting the units so they'll cancel? That's nice. And then wherever you're forced to put the units to make that happen, you put the numbers next to the units based on the conversion that you know. And then what do? If it's on the bottom, you divide that number. If it's on the top, you multiply that number. So what am I going to throw in my calculator? Anybody?
8.2 times 8 times 1.805.
Kick ass. I'm going to say 126.
118.408.
Damn. All right. Sorry. I was trying to do it in my head. I got, I don't know. Is that good enough, guys? I don't know. You're like, math boy, you could have done better. I know.
So wait,
Yes.
You would multiply, sorry to cut you off, 8.2 by 8 because they're both on top.
Yes.
And then you would multiply the product by 1.805.
Yep. You can throw it all in the calculator at once, of course, right? Calculator, eat that up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And it is a lot simpler than I thought it was.
Good. All right. So, I mean, the hardest part about this problem really should be the path sometimes. The path can get very complicated, possibly, right? So here we go. Let's try. I made a problem earlier, so this should be exciting. Where did I put you, problem? There you are. All right. I'm going to clear this stuff on the screens. Everybody ready? Everybody got what they want from here? This is going away. Bye, stuff. Okay. Well, I'm going to throw in one more conversion that I looked up this morning. It should be exciting. So I know that 1 Swiss franc is $1.13 US. Yay! That was true this morning. I don't know. There might have been a lot of volatility in the market. I don't know, but I think as of 7:20 something of this morning. Anyway, all right, Jeff. So I want to know. If one. All right, let me see how I can say this. 38 gallons of petroleum costs how many dollars if 1 quart costs 0.22 Swiss francs. Holy shit, Jeff. Of course, by doing this, I have given myself no room to work with, but I'm probably going to do this up on the board. All right, so I'm going to let you copy that down. I'm going to put this up on the board. Don't worry, I'm going to change over in a minute. Oh, where am I at? Here we go. Holy crap. What was it? If 1 quart costs 22 Swiss francs. Whoa. All right, let me, before I shut off my, I don't know if somebody's not able to access their book right now. This is interesting. So and let me put up here, and 1 Swiss franc equals $1.13. Okay, so there's a lot going on. So I want to go from gallons of petroleum to money. Right? I'm not sure why. That's right. I think I had a different idea in mind. It really doesn't matter if it's petroleum or not. I was going to do something more with that, but that's okay. All right, guys. So don't freak out. Don't freak out. So I want to start with 38 gallons. That's where I'm starting. 38 gallons. How am I going to make my way to money, to dollars?
Do you have to change the gallons to quarts?
Kick ass. So we started thinking about our path. I get so excited. So I want to go from, I got nowhere to put shit, Jeff. You write too big. I want to go from gallons to quarts, right? Because volume, I've got to get to this volume because now I can connect that with money. But what money can I go from? Quarts, I can go to freaking francs, right? Swiss francs. And then from Swiss francs, I can go to
US dollars.
US dollars. Do you understand how important that is? I mean, once I get the path written down, this is going to be easy, or relatively easy. All right, it should be easy. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Can you make your screen bigger so we can see the board?
I am right now. Sorry,
Okay.
I didn't want to get away from the book too early. Here we go. Okay.
Professor, what page in the book is this on?
That chart is page 89.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see, where am I? All right. So now I want to go from gallons to quarts. So where will gallons go? Where will quarts go?
You bring gallons down. and
Gallons to the bottom.
Quarts.
Good. Gallons down here. Quarts up there. Do you guys know
4 quarts.
this?
4 quarts, 1 gallon.
Which is one reason why it's called a quart, right? Because it's a quarter of a gallon. Oh, that's crazy. So I've done this, right?
Oh, I get it.
I love that sound. Now I go from quarts to Swiss francs. Now, is this conversion, is it like true period? Like if you fill up 7 quarts jugs, do you suddenly have 7 times this Swiss francs? Is it magic? No, this only works for this petroleum, right? I think that's why I did petroleum, because I looked up how much it cost. All right. You guys kind of with me? So this is only true for this problem. This isn't true for everything. Like 3 feet in a yard is true everywhere. This is not true everywhere. But now I go from quartz to Swiss francs. So where do I put quartz? Where do I put Swiss francs?
Quartz at the bottom, Swiss francs at the top.
Yeah, bam, bam. So there's your unit analysis, making sure you're in the right track. So 1 quart is 0.22 Swiss francs. Again, I did this. Why did I should have thought better. I wanted to have a number down here and I didn't. Oh, that's good, Jeff. And then, of course, Swiss francs to US dollars, Swiss francs to US dollars. I don't have to do that because I can just put that. There we go. 1 Swiss franc is $1.13 American. And unfortunately, I made another problem where there's nothing to divide. But again, 38, and then I multiply if it's up top, and I divide if it's on the bottom. I don't have to worry about dividing because it's all ones. I think it's going to come out like.
Is it $37.79?
Should have been close to this. Yeah, 37. That sounds about right. Just in case you were curious.
I'm sorry, I lost my connection. What did we do to get 37.79?
Now you just do this. So it'll be 38 times 4 times 0.22 times 1.13, and there's nothing to divide because they're all ones. Right? If there was a number on the bottom like 7, I would have divided by 7 and kept going. Is that cool?
Yeah, and is that 37.79 at the bottom?
Yeah, I think that's what somebody told me. I'll crowdsource the answer. 37.79. 4 times this is almost 1. This is a little over 1, so this should be about 1. 1 times 38 is 38, so the answer should be close to 38.
Yeah, that's correct.
I like it. That one was funkadelic. So I will provide you with these kind of conversions, but I will also make problems where I give you conversions that aren't eternally, universally true, right? This is not, you got a quart? Well, now it's 22 Swiss francs. That's amazing. No. Okay. Hopefully you guys get that idea. All right. So you can imagine I could make problems. They're all basically the same problem. Do you guys understand? You could kind of make your own problem, right? So you could go, all right, what if I had 7 grains? How many troy ounces would that be? And you can see the path you would take, right? Right. Even if you don't know. And again, the reason I love that we did that example with the alien units is because somebody's going to go, I've never heard of pennyweight. I don't care. You never heard of a freaking door ham either. The process doesn't give a shit what they actually are and all this stuff, right? Okay. Maybe. I want to ask you something about, let's do this. Why are they bringing this into play already? These crazy ass people. Watch this. 1 foot is 12 inches, right? One foot is 12 inches. Can somebody tell me then what 1 square foot is? I can't remember. I think we did this yesterday. I can't remember though. So if 1 foot is 12 inches, 1 square foot will be how many square inches?
Is it 144?
144, kick ass. It's almost too nice to believe. So therefore, what would 1 cubic foot be? What do you do to 12?
Is it 144 times 12?
Yes, so it'll be 12 to the third power.
1728.
1728, which sounds more like a, what do you call it? History test. And now look real quick. Oh, shit. I'm on the board. You guys can yell at me. I'm sorry. I forgot I was still sharing. Do you see right here where it says, where'd it go, Jeff? 1 cubic foot, 1728 cubic inches. So we just kind of proved that, right? 1 cubic foot, 1728 inches, cubic inches. Okay. All right. And the 7.48 gallons just means if you had a container that was a cubic foot, it would hold 7.48 gallons of dirt or something. Or gallons of cinnamon. That's a lot of cinnamon. Okay, now. The next thing we got to talk about, obviously, that's the US model. What about the international model? Let me stop sharing. I want to do this up here. You guys already know several international. So what do I mean by international? Metric, which the book says there are 3 countries that don't use the metric system. There's now only one. We're so special in so many ways. We're special. We're the only country on the face of the freaking earth that does not use metric. That's okay. Doesn't bother me at all. Which do you know already? What's a unit of length in the metric system that you know?
Meter.
Meter. I love it. So let me put meter. What else do you know?
Centimeter.
Centimeter. All right, cool. Let me put centimeter. Let me make sure you guys understand.
Millimeter.
Millimeter.
Kilometer.
Kilometer or kilometer, or however you want to say it. Does anyone know any others? All right, you ready? So this is kilo, which means 1,000. So a kilometer is 1,000 meters. This is hecto, which is 100. So a hectometer is 100 meters. Do you see why metric makes so much freaking sense? Because it's just like our number system based on 10. This one is, sorry.
Should we be writing this down? Like, is it important to add to our notes if we're taking them?
That's completely up to you.
Okay.
Yeah. I would highly recommend you do. But that's, yeah, up to you. This one is, this one's deca, which is 10. So 1 decameter is 10 meters. This is meter. So the 1 meter is 1 meter. That's amazing. Now watch this. You ready? So do you see how that's kind of like in the ones place? Do you understand what I'm saying? That's like in the ones place. So these should be kind of like the decimal places, right? So watch what this guy is. This is a decimeter. That makes too much sense, Jeff. Deci, 1/10. So a decimeter is 1/10 of a meter. You should already know a centimeter is 1/100th of a meter. And a millimeter, milli, is 1,000th of a meter. Woof. All right, so that's number 1, beautiful. It's based on 10. That's crazy. Instead of, 4 quarts and 2 pints and 70 cups and whatever the shit, right? I mean, that's insane. It's just all over the place. Another beautiful thing about this, so this is the unit of length. What's the unit of volume that we actually do see in America, the unit of volume in one place at least?
Liter.
Liter. And we buy like a 2-liter of Coke, right? That's the one metric thing that we use here. It's crazy. So, and the funny thing is, none of these prefixes change. You have meter, you would have, liter, decaliter, hectoliter, kiloliter, deciliter, centiliter, milliliter. And of course, what about for mass? What's the unit of mass? The weight?
Cubic meter? No.
No, that's volume.
Grams.
Grams. So you have decagrams, hectograms, kilograms. Of course, you all know kilogram, decigram, centigram, milligram, milligram. You hear that in medicine because medicine has to make sense to the whole world, so it needs to use metric. Okay, maybe. Now watch this. This kicks so much ass is kicked by this. I disagree heavily with the book on how to use metric conversions. You can look at it if you want to. You can do it the way they do it. I think it's insane. Why? Because this is set up to be very nice. Okay, you ready? Watch. This is so cool. If I want to change, like what, Jeff? If I have 149 centimeters and I want to know how many decameters that is, and while I'm thinking about it, the way I keep these straight is the bigger one is damn, because it's bigger. Damn. All right. The smaller one is all right. How many, every time I take a step, it's a step of 10. How many centimeters? Oh, let me see. What's a good way to say? How many millimeters does it take to make one full meter? You guys should know this, right? How many?
1,000.
1,000. 1, 2, 3 steps, right? So if I start with 1,000 millimeters, 1, 2, 3 steps, 1, 2, 3 steps, I end up with 1. So every step, this is too beautiful. Because this system is based on 10, numbers in the system work the way they do in our number system. 149 centimeters. How many steps do I take to get to decameters? 1, 2, 3, right? So how many times am I going to move the decimal back? In fact, I'm going this way. So the decimal goes this way. 1, 2, 3. So this will be 0.149.
That's pretty cool.
Yes. So can you imagine if we all grew up with metric, our life would be so much easier. Anybody use tools? I'm sure you come across metric, right? Don't you have sockets in millimeter? Right? Anybody? No? Really? No, we don't like that. Okay. So what about going the other way? What if I had 0.0023 hectoliters, and I want to know how many deciliters that is? Why do I keep going by 3? It doesn't matter, Jeff. It's fine. You'll be fine. This is where you let go of the M. You can just replace it with L everywhere, and it's still the same. It works the same way. So where's hectoliters? That's where I start here, and I go 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to move the decimal 1, 2, 3. So that's 2.3. Isn't that insane? Okay, all right. So the book has a very different way, a much more disgusting way. I'm not even going to reference it. I have no idea why they just don't do it this way. Now, problems on a quiz will be easy if you remember this, correct? If you just wrote this down for yourself, you can then do it pretty quickly. You guys with me? So what's a nice way to remember this? You ready? King Henry died Monday drinking chocolate milk. King Henry died Monday drinking chocolate milk. The extra funny thing about this mnemonic device, do you guys know what our system is based on? Like the foot and the yard and the inch. Do you know what that's based on?
So like our feet and our arms?
Not our feet, King Henry's feet. So
We had the revolution, but we kept the stupid king's measurements. Are you kidding me? So, of course, kings were given to us by God, so their measurements were sacred. So the first definition of a foot for our culture was how big was the king's foot and the distance between and the thumb and whatever. It's just stupid. It's unbelievable. So that is what our system is based on, everybody. Do you understand? All right. No wonder we're all a little screwed up. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's pretty simple. Here, let me give you one more. What if I have 0.28 centigrams? How many grams is that?
Do we answer?
All right, go ahead.
Is it 28?
No, careful. Where do you start? Centigrams, right? Which direction and how many steps? This way twice. So I got to do the decimal this way twice.
Oh, right, yeah.
So this is the one where our brain says, that poor little number is so tiny. I don't want to, oh, too damn bad. It's got to get smaller because I got to go that way, right? Why does this make sense? It takes 100 of these to make one of these. I don't even have one of these. So of course it's going to be a stupid small number of these. Okay, maybe. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, one last idea to cover, and then we can call it a day.
Can I just see the board? Just a little bit, please.
Sure. So it doesn't quite work. The last thing we need to cover will be temperature scales. Oh yeah, actually we got to cover this. Two things to cover. Before we do temperature, you got what you need there, Nance?
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone happen to know? 1 inch is how many centimeters?
I'm gonna guess it's like 2.5 or 3. 2.5.
That's a good guess. Shit. Yes, 2.54 roughly. 2.54. I like it. So can you tell me 1 foot would be how many centimeters then? Can you guys take a second and how would you figure that out?
Centimeters to inches and then inches to feet.
Yeah, now watch this, watch this. It's a little bit quicker than that. How many inches in a foot?
12.
12. So I multiplied this side by 12, so I multiply this side by 12. What's 12 times 2.54?
30.48.
Yeah. Does that make sense? 12 of these makes this. So 12 of these makes what that is. Okay. So let me show you this. I could keep going, of course, but these are exceptionally disgusting because our system's so freaky. So when you want to convert from our system to metric or vice versa, things get very strange. Right, because metric is trying to be as nice as it can, and then our system's like, no. So we get some really funky shit. But this is just more conversion facts. So sort of like this earlier table. Is it here, Jeff? No. Here it is. This table, right? This table and how to find a path and all that kind of stuff. None of that process changes. It's the same process. I just have more conversion information. That's all. It's the same process. You guys understand what I'm trying to say? So right here, if you want to go from miles to kilometers, you put miles on the bottom and kilometers on the top. Same process. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the most algebra we've done yet, and then we'll call it a day. All right, get ready. Here comes some algebra. Can somebody tell me? Somebody has to know this. Water. What is water? When does water freeze?
Like the temperature, or?
Yes.
32 degrees Fahrenheit.
32 degrees Fahrenheit, I love it. Or how many degrees Celsius?
0.
0.
And of course, Celsius is sort of like the metric approach to temperature, right? How about boiling? When does water boil? Does anyone know?
What would be your guess for metric for
100 degrees Celsius.
100.
yeah, for Celsius 100 degrees? Does anyone know for our crazy ass system? 212. I like it. So watch this. If I make points out of these, so when the temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit. When the temperature is 100 degrees Celsius, it's 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Can you guys, let's see who remembers how to do this. Can you figure out the line that connects these points? Can you figure out the equation of the line? And you're all like, what the shit, dude? Just algebra coming at us out of nowhere. Yeah, it's too bad. How do you figure out the equation of the line? What do you need to figure out to put together the equation of the line?
It's slope intercept form.
Slope. I like. Well, yeah, slope intercept. So I need the slope
And
Does
the
anyone remember
y-intercept.
and the y-intercept. I love it. Anyone remember how to get the slope between 2 points?
Is it y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1?
Kick so much ass. I love it. Do you guys remember that at all? It's how much it goes up or down divided by how much it goes left or right. The y's over the x's. So the difference in the y's divided by the difference in the x's. So that comes out to be 180 over 100, which reduces to 9/5. And of course, do I know the y-intercept?
From the answer, no.
No, I know the y-intercept. I know it because it's right there, right? Do you guys remember what's true about the y-intercept? Isn't the y-intercept when x is 0? Uh-oh. So when x is 0, so I haven't moved left or right, I must be on the y-axis if I haven't moved left or right. So that is the y-intercept. So what letter is this? So this is slope is m. The y piece of the y-intercept is b. Do you guys remember that at all? I love you guys so much. Does this suddenly mean we're going to be doing linear equations? No. We're creating the conversion. Do you guys, nobody remembers, I'm sorry. Some of you guys remember this. Y equals mx plus b?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. So instead of y, I'm going to use F for Fahrenheit. Do we know the slope? Yes, 9/5. Instead of x, I'm going to use Celsius, C. And what's the B? 32. Does that formula look familiar to anybody? How to
Yeah.
convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit. You might have run across this in a few different places. And of course, if I, just to really quickly finish this up, if I solve for C, I end up getting 5/9 F minus 32. So that's how to do it the other way. If I know the Fahrenheit, I can convert back to Celsius. Do you guys see how I did that? Subtract 32, multiply by 5/9. Bam. So there's the conversions for those. All right. I think that's enough. I do want to keep my word and let us out early. There's one more thing to talk about, I think, in chapter 2, and then we're going to get into chapter 3 next time. I should have the quizzes graded by tomorrow, maybe by today. Depends on how much I want to sit down and do it right now. So you can take a look and start doing corrections if you need to. If you need to hang out, let me know. Otherwise, you are free to roam about the the city as long as
Okay,
you
so
physically. Yes.
I just want to be sure I understand. Chapter 2 homework is due, it's there in the module and it's due there on the due date that's in the module, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, and that's it? When do we start chapter 3?
Oh, you can finish all the homework for the whole semester if you want to.
No, no, I'm just curious because I don't want to get behind. It helps to know that,
So it really is, even if I don't, so I can create the modules earlier if I think about it, but even if I don't have a module created for homework, you can still do it. And then the minute it's created, you scan it and submit it. So
well, that
again,
won't happen here. I'm not asking because I will not, that's not the case here. I wish it were like, oh, get ahead on my work. No, I don't want to get behind. I just want to make sure that.
All right, just like with the first couple of homework stuff, the chapter 3 homework will be due on the morning of the chapter 3 quiz, right?
Okay.
That pretty much is how my modus operandi, right? So it's what is that? That'll be January 14th.
Oh. Great.
So you can kind of plan ahead. Yeah. Basically, you always want to make sure you're going to have the homework at least looked at, if not done, by the day of each quiz.
Great. Awesome.
That's how I figure out the due dates. Yeah. And again, you can turn stuff in late as long as it's not really late and as long as it's not a ton of stuff that's late.
Okay. And then chapter 2, we have the weekend to work on that. Great.
Exactly.
We have weekend plans.
Yeah, dude, yeah. It's going to have a lot of fun.
Well, I know I'll be doing that. I'm not like, it's not, all this is like, takes time.
I understand.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Professor. We're free to go now, right?
You are free to go.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
How's everybody else? You guys all right? Are you guys actually out?
Thank you. See you Monday.
You're welcome. All right, I'm going to head out, guys. I guess everybody's okay.
So, I have a question that's not exactly related to this. What tablet are you using to, or your little writing thing? What is that?
It's called XP Pen.
XP Pen?
Yeah, I think it's called. It's been forever since I got this thing, but it says XP Pen at the bottom, so I'm guessing that's what it's called.
Okay.
And because I actually got like a pen mouse. They actually make mice that are pens, and it was disgustingly horrible. And then this thing is just, it's awesome. So yeah. Makes it quick, great stuff and stuff like that too. Yeah.
Have a good weekend.
You too. I'll see you.